What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing out there? Happy Sunday, 3 o'clock on a Sunday, December 17th. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. I have been cleaning out here. I have been getting ready for Christmas, all the things, all the fun things over here. And obviously, while I was doing all those things, you know me, I'm a thinker, I am a imaginator, I am a deep thinker. I have a lot of very deep thoughts when I do when I clean, when I just get into my zone. And I've been wrestling with a lot of things. We're in Mercury retrograde, we just came through a new moon. And there's just a lot of things happening in my world that I thought I would share to maybe help give you some inspiration. And one of those things is begging for acceptance. Now, I will tell you, I used to beg for acceptance like pretty much every day of my life, to the point where I would overly sweat under my arms. I would shout to the rooftops how I felt. I would get really overly sensitive. I would when I was on social media, like Facebook and things like that, when I was on that stuff, and no judgment, just personal decision that I made. When I was on that stuff, I was very much like I would post, but the intention was never pure. The intention was always from a place of, I want you to like me versus liking myself. So I would say in the past couple of years, specifically this past year, I would say that I stopped looking for acceptance and I started to accept myself. And by that, I mean, I don't want to say I stopped caring about what people think, but I stopped caring about, I guess I did. I stopped caring about what people thought of me because I just became secure in myself. I became very loving towards myself. I started putting all of the energy, because guys, like, I don't know about you, but for the past probably, 15 years of my life, I have been such an outward, and everyone's like, oh, you're empathetic. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to be that kind of person where I'm literally giving all of myself to everyone to the point where I have nothing left to give for me. And I noticed over probably the course of the past 6 months that I would get home sometimes and I would get really tired, and I noticed that it was because I was begging for people, not like verbally, but I was like waiting for people to accept me as opposed to just accepting myself, right? And I think this is a good lesson for all of us in terms of all sides of life, right? Like relationship, family, business, all of it, right? Like, no family is perfect, no business is perfect, nothing, right? And I have noticed that when people are very pushy, when people are very aggressive, when people are very intense or can't really reason with you, it's because it's coming from a place of they want to be accepted, I believe, or it's a place of like sincere, and this is just observations, I'm not judging anybody, sincere, just like desperation to be liked, versus loving yourself enough to just go, I don't really care who listens or doesn't. I don't really care. Like at this point, like I can tell you guys, like, and listen, I don't say stuff like this to like get viewers or get followers or get any of that. I just say it because it's like something that I feel is necessary. Like, yes, I'm a gay guy and I don't hide that. But I also don't like, I am not personally a person who throws it out there like that. It's a very private thing to me. And I don't like when people say, oh, don't you want to be accepted? Actually, no. And the reason why I don't want to be accepted is because I accept myself, because I've done that work on myself to go, yeah, I'm not going to let people talk to me like that anymore. Or yeah, that doesn't, like when people say like slang terms, if they're derogatory, guess what? This is where y'all need to just, I hate to say it, you need to just like pick up your big boy and girl pants and just get over it. Like, someone says something to you, okay, like, yeah, it wasn't nice. No, but like, it's just a word. Words just only have meaning if you give them meaning. And I've learned that a lot over the past couple of years and specifically the past couple of months. And, you know, even family, it's like family. And I have realized this recently, and, you know, I have no shame in talking about it because I think it's a very relatable subject, which is family. If your family loves you, they're going to be hard on you. If your family loves you, they want the best for you. If your family is, they make fun. I mean, listen, I'm not saying like I want you to stand up for, or I don't want you to stand up for yourself. I do. But I guess you know, I had an encounter a couple weeks ago, and, you know, people were just speaking out of term, and it hurt me. But then I realized, like, a couple days later, I was like, why did I let that hurt me and affect me so much? Like, and then I realized it's because for the past 15 years, I have been in this cycle of not dealing with the fact that I was always afraid of being loved, right? I was always afraid of being vulnerable. I was always afraid of not allowing myself to be single and just like enjoy that. Like, I was always on the hunt, or I was always what have you. And it's just like, that's so exhausting all the time. And of course, you're not going to attract anything that you want because you're always on the hunt for stuff like that, right? So there's that. And then on a business front, like, I don't have a desire to chase people, right? Like, I've done it and I don't enjoy it. Chasing after people is probably one of the most exhausting things ever. And I can't want something more than another, right? And begging for acceptance is lined into that, because I'm not here trying to beg you to stay with me, or to beg you to work with me, or beg you to choose me. You either choose me or you don't. You either want to work with me or you don't. Like, it's just not that deep to me. So sorry for all that. Someone just texted me. I just hope that you guys can sort of start to put this into a different perspective of not begging for someone to accept you, rather accepting yourself, loving yourself, and looking at what you're doing. That is, because again, like, the thing that I'm really starting to see is just how much what we believe in ourselves reflects on the outside, or stories that we've told ourselves continue to be a reality on the inside and on the outside, right? So that's something that really hit me to the core. I was like, oh my God, this is all my doing. And again, it's not like a bad thing. It's just something that I'm like, okay, I have work to do. And I think this is where a lot of people in America are. This is why we are where we are, is that people don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. They want the easy way out. They don't want to check themselves. Anytime you give anybody any accountability anymore, you get hurt, or you get sensitive, or and even critiquing, right? Like, you can't even be critical with somebody because they're gonna freak out, right? Like, and I think that comes again from accepting yourself and saying, no, this is good. I need to take this criticism. I need to take this. And I think a lot of people are afraid to take that criticism because that somehow means that you're no longer valid, or that somehow means that your worth goes down, or something like that. Like, I have realized, I'm going to be 35 in 2 weeks, and I've just realized, like, wow, like, the amount of times I've allowed someone to, like, who's left, client who's left, partner who's left, family who's just got, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, anything that's happened to me like that has derailed me in such a way that I've had to, like, it's taken me a minute to get out of it, right? Or it's taken me weeks or months to, like, not have that resentment or not have that. And it's just like, it's a lot. And then what people don't realize is that when you don't deal with that, your nervous system takes the hit. Your organs start to take the hit. Your mind starts to take that hit. Your rest, all of it. I mean, this goes so much deeper than you think it does when you don't address stuff, right? When you stop addressing things, when you don't, and this is why with, you know, at Honor Your Health, why we're always looking to dig deeper, and why we're always trying to show you, because we're trying to help you understand that health is not just this linear thing. It's up and down. It's deep, and then it's surface level, and then it's deep again, and then it's surface level. Like, that's just how it is. And I think people think it's this like quick and like easy road. You just come in and you get a workout in and you're done. Like, that's the old way, guys. And guess what? The old way didn't work. It worked for a very, very short period of time. And it was a very crippling, in my opinion, timeline of things, right? Like, this whole way we think about fitness, this whole way we think about how the body works, all of it. I mean, it just makes no sense. When you really look at it, you just go, this doesn't make any sense. Like, people are literally, and I'm not judging, but people literally are going to the gym. And I used to do this, so I can attest to it, going to the gym for hours a day, sometimes, like twice a day, sometimes. Like, it's insane. And then you can't sleep, you can't eat right, you're messed up. Like, guys, like, I have lived it. Like, it's not fun, it's not cute. It's one of those things where we have gotten so conditioned to thinking that, like, it's like a rat race, right? Like, where you're always on that hamster wheel, you're never stopping, and it's like, when are you done like keeping up with status quo? Like, when are you done with that? When are you going to be done band-aiding things? And again, I hate to say it, you guys, but if you're in the gym every single day and you can't get in and out of there in 20 minutes, you're not only wasting time, you're covering something up. I hate to say it, I really do, but there is no reason why you need to be in the gym for 2 hours, hour, whatever. You can get in and out of there unless you're doing like a bunch of stuff. Like, if you're stretching and then you're getting fascial work done, and then you're releasing things on the same time as because that's what I do in a session, right? I can do all that in an hour. That's a lot in an hour. Okay. So if you're not doing all of that, then you're wasting way too much time. And you're also, I'm telling you right now, you're covering something up. And I'm not even trying to judge, because I've done it. And I was covering up my dad's death and the vulnerability that I had, the fear of being vulnerable that I had around that. And I will also tell you that I was running from myself, right? Like, truly, I was running from me. I was so afraid of me that I built up this armor on my body so that no one could penetrate, like, my heart, my wall, my mind, my anything. And the second that I started to look at myself and go, wait, I don't really like that I do that anymore. That's an old part of me. I don't want to even identify as that anymore. And I think, again, like, we kind of build up over time. And this is why I'm saying, again, we've built up over time these massive walls because we're so afraid of letting people see who we are, but also letting ourselves see who we are. Like, I literally thought to myself the other day, I was like, do I even really want to be in a relationship? And the answer was no. Like, I don't even want it. I don't even want to be there. Like, that's crazy. I just got like chills down my body even saying that out loud to you all, because I literally just went, I'm not even ready for that. Like, I have my own work to do. I am building a practice because I know it is so essential for my community right now that is my focus. And anytime now that I see my focus being deterred from that, I'm like, wow, like, this must be really big, because I keep on getting to, like, someone tries to take me off and then every time I come back, and honestly, guys, it takes me about a week now anymore. It's like, whoa, wait, you're trying to distract me. I got to stay here. Right. So, and that's why I say, stop begging for acceptance, right? Respect yourself, accept your own, where you are in life, right? Like, there's no shame in accepting where you're at. I think we have this pressure, undenying pressure in our society today that says you need to have a white picket fence, the American dream, and the perfect relationship, the kids, and all that's great. I'm not denying that, but that's not everyone's American dream. That's not real, right? Like, that's a pipe dream. That's like a Joan Cleaver dream that I don't think is for everyone. And I think that people need to stop putting that label on themselves. So, all in all, I want to just say, like, stop begging for stop begging for acceptance. Start accepting yourself. Start accepting, because when you start accepting yourself, you will start to see opportunity open up for you, because you're just in your own place. You're in your own body. You're in your own mind. You're thinking for yourself. You are and notice it, right? Like I will tell you the better I get at it, the better these things just like kind of slough off, and they don't. I mean, I'm just kind of like, okay, like no big deal, because I think a lot of like even businessmen that I see, like these businessmen, I think that they are so, and I'm not again not judging. I think they're so massively insecure that the only that and they're so afraid of being themselves because all they know is work. And that's great. I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. Work, I love working, right? Because I'm really passionate about what I do. However, there is a side of like, are you doing self growth? Are you working on yourself to not need, again, like, again, think about this too. It's like people who have heart attacks, people who have chest pains, all those things. Like that to me is like, you are so like that. There's a weight on your chest because you're so afraid of taking a deep breath and actually being who you are and who you are meant to be going forward. When you're constantly in this, like, I don't know what they're going to think about me. I don't know how they're going to perceive me. Just why are you worried about that? Worry about yourself. Do you accept yourself? Because again, and I'm saying this because I've heard it. Like I've had to literally look at myself in the mirror and go, stop, accept who you are. And then the right people will be there, right? I've had a lot of people leave my life in the past year, 2 years, 5 years. And this is a natural progression of life. People walk in, people come out, old people leave, new people come, old people come back in. But just let life happen and it will be way more fun. But you guys we are all, because I'm included in this, right? We are all so protective over, oh my gosh, I have to keep the same clients. Oh my gosh, I have to, protect my whatever. It's like you are literally resisting at every waking moment if you're always doing that. So stop begging for acceptance. Start accepting yourself where you're actually at versus where you want to be in a year or two. Just accept where you are, right? And something that I'm always checking in with myself is, am I in the destination or am I enjoying this journey right now? Because the journey, when you really look at it, you're like, whoa, I didn't react like I usually do. I got out of that a lot faster. That trauma that just happened, that would have lasted for years. And now I can see it and go, that's exactly why I got so tight and why I got so whatever. And I accept that part of me, right? There are things that I'm just seeing in my own life that I'm like, other people have got to be feeling this way. And other people have got to be helped on this front of letting go of who you think you're supposed to be and just be you. Be you, right? There's no better person than you out there. And the world needs people like you, just like the world needs people like me, right? We all need each other. That's how this thing goes, right? So I hope this inspired you to just look at yourself and go, not only am I enough, because like, yeah, sure, you're enough, great. But start just being okay with yourself. Start looking at yourself and going, I'm doing the best I can right now. I'm doing the best I can today. I'm doing the best I can every day. And guess what? That's all you can ask of yourself. And things will start to change in your favor when you just start to be a little bit more, have a little bit more accountability of yourself and looking at yourself in a way where you're not afraid of who you are anymore. Okay. So I hope you guys have a good day, great night, and have a fantastic rest of your weekend.